Hello everybody, we are going through something that I thought I would never go through, and that is getting rid of books. I'm finally doing it. I'm moving in like a month and a half, and moving books is a pain in the ass for anybody involved, and I also realized I can make money off of it, and bear with me. I'm selling these books for $7 each. I'm not like, and they're all in good condition. Like I could sell them for like 20, but I'm not. And by the time this video comes up, I probably already sold them all. I'm selling them on my Bookstagram this Friday. It is Monday, so they'll probably be gone by the time I edit and post this video. I already filmed this video twice, actually. I did it while I was getting rid of them, and then I just did a whole other take, but I spoke for 45 minutes, and I don't want to edit that. We're gonna get right into it. I counted all the books I have, and I did pie 2 books after I filmed this originally. So the total count was 248. It is now 250. So here's the final total. We have 21 in fantasy, 30 in young adult, 51 in fiction, 9 in classics, 6 in horror, 8 in poetry, 12 in nonfiction, 26 in queer, 50 in romance, 16 in TBR, and I have 11 in my reading purgatory. What is reading purgatory, you may ask? It is all of my books that I have that I'm either never going to read but want to keep, or I don't want to rebuy in the future. For example, I have a couple random linguistics books from my linguistics class last year that I would love to actually like read the whole thing of, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm a college student. I have better things to read and worry about. I also have a copy of To Kill a Mockingbird that is beautiful, but I've already read that book and I have no desire to read it again anytime soon, but it was a present and I love it. I have The Scripts of Normal People as a book that I got on sale at Grassroots, which is our secondhand bookstore here, which every book that I do not sell will be donated to Grassroots. So shout out Grassroots, love a secondhand store. But that is what book purgatory is for me. Anyway, 250 books. I'm getting rid of like 40, I think it is. I already got rid of a few of them because I let a couple of my friends get a little first look at what I was getting rid of. So we're gonna go through those first. So let's look at the ones I already got rid of. The first ones I got rid of was the first 3 books in the Throne of Glass series, which is Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, and The Assassin's Blade. I got rid of that because I'm never gonna finish the series. I'm sorry. We can talk about that another time. I did decide to keep all of A Court of Thorns and Roses because that felt like a core moment in my reading journey, and I stack those books to hold up my iPad when I film. I'm so sorry to all of my friends who told me I need to finish Throne of Glass because I will not be. I'm so sorry. And then I got rid of Either Or by Elif Batuman. I don't know why I can't read that word. It seems simple. Name. My roommate's dad actually wanted that. He was in town the other day and he was like, "Can I have this?" And I was like, yes. And I sold Neon Gods, Funny Feelings, and A Novel Love Story already, and The 7-Year Slip as well. Those are all romances that they didn't do it for me. 7-Year Slip and A Novel Love Story are by Ashley Poston, and they have a fantasy element, but it wasn't fantastical enough for me. The fantasy element needed to be stronger, and it wasn't. And when I went to buy A Novel Love Story, I did not know it was by Ashley Poston. No, I knew it was by Ashley Poston. I didn't know The 7-Year Slip was by Ashley Poston, and I had already read her stuff and didn't like it. So that's my bad. But I already got rid of those, and I think the girls who bought them are really gonna like them. With Neon Gods, that is a Hades and Persephone retelling. I'm not a big enough Greek mythology kid to enjoy a romantic retelling of that. Funny enough, I'm getting rid of another Hades and Persephone retelling. Where is it? Oh, A Touch of Darkness. I'm getting rid of that also. And then Funny Feelings by Tara DeWitt. Oh my god, look how jank my phone is. That one, it was like, she's like a stand-up comedian, I think. I don't know. I just thought it was boring. The thing with most of these that I'm getting rid of is that they're romance, and I'm very picky about my romance. There's nothing wrong with any of these books for the most part. Those are the ones I've already gotten rid of. I think we're gonna go into what I'm not selling next. I'm getting rid of these, but I'm not selling them. These are the ones I'm getting rid of and not selling, and I'll tell you why. This is Dire by Jeff Carson. This is part of a like standalone mystery thing. I don't know, I got it for $2 at Goodwill. It didn't do it for me, you know? And then if you watched my quarterly wrap up, I'm getting rid of the Topeka School by Ben Lerner. This book was so goddamn boring. Sorry. And then this one I got from Grassroots, which is funny because I'm giving it back to there. Love and Friendship by Allison Laurie. It was just weird. It was boring. And then we have Love by Night. This is a poetry book. I would sell this, but I don't remember liking it all that much. I bought it because it has really pretty pictures in it. So, and I don't remember if it's good enough to like bestow on one of my friends. So, and then we have A Marvelous Light by Freya Marsky. I would sell this, but it has water damage. So, anyway, so those are the ones I'm getting rid of, but I'm not selling for money for those reasons. Okay, bear with me when I show you this. Could I have stopped reading this series after the first or second or even the third one? Yes. Did I buy and read the whole thing? Also yes. And that is Shatter Me. Listen, I don't know why I kept reading these. I think I wanted to like them. I think I rated each book like 3 stars. Oh, that's just a regular car just making that noise. That's funny. I could have stopped reading it and I didn't. I just think the main character was annoying. And I have an issue where I didn't read a lot as a kid, and so I feel a lot of FOMO of popular YA books, and I think that's what got me here. Like, this is for 13-year-olds, and I read it when I was 20. Not quite the target audience. But there's definitely worse things out there. I've seen some pretty bad reviews on those books, and I was like, calm down. But yeah, they were fine. I just think I was too old to be reading them. I don't want to be wearing this sweatshirt anymore. Hang on. Okay, sorry. I got uncomfortable in my clothes. Anyway, yeah, people were like quite harsh on the Shatter Me series, and I didn't think it was that bad. I just thought that the main character was annoying. So there was also like random parts that like there'd be like this crazy fight, and then it would just be like done, and I was like, okay. We have We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This was so popular in 2022. I was like, this is gonna be the best book of my entire life. The twist at the end did not shock me, and I just kind of thought it was mid. It didn't do it for me. Again, I'm a little bit too old to be reading YA. I was 19 when I read this, so that was a little bit better than like being 22 and trying. The next one is This Will Be Funny Someday by Katie Henry. This 16-year-old like accidentally becomes a stand-up comedian in the local comedy scene, but that's entirely made of college students, and she like convinces them they're college students, and then she's like, hey guys, I'm 16, and they're like, we're not gonna hang out with you anymore. It's like presented as like a coming of age story. It didn't really feel like that to me, but it was definitely entertaining. I'm just like, I don't want to keep it. And then this next one is like in the same category as Shatter Me. It's Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. He's like a fallen angel. She's like annoying. That's so mean. I love the premise of this book. Like, if there's like an adult version of this, I want to read it. It's just like too much for like 13-year-olds for me. But like, yeah, I love me an angsty fallen angel. Are you freaking kidding me? That sounds awesome. Like, sign me up. This is better than Shatter Me in my opinion. Okay. We have The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. There is too much information in this book. There's like 6 different point of views in this. Like, why? And I have not read The Atlas Paradox or whatever the third one is. And I'm not going to. And I think it was interesting I forgot there were illustrations in this. See, there's random things that make me want to keep the books that I forgot about because I never pick them up because I don't care about them anymore. And it's okay that I'm getting rid of them. Who is this baddie? What is his name? But I'm getting rid of this. I'm not gonna keep it. Okay, now we have The Princess of 72nd Street. This is about a girl, a woman, LOL, in New York who's suffering from, I don't know if it says she's bipolar, but like manic episodes and depressive episodes. And she calls her episodes of mania radiance, and like she doesn't want anyone to take her radiance. I think this book was fine. It wasn't for me. It was a super short read. It's like less than 150 pages. Anyway, this just wasn't my favorite, but it was good. I just think there's other people who enjoy this more than me. So anyway, getting rid of that one. Okay, now we have Pure Color by Sheila Heti. Sheila. I thought this was gonna be better than it was. I annotated it a lot in the first like 30 pages, and then I like didn't annotate the rest of it because it stopped being good. Let's like find something that I annotated and see if it still hits enough for me to keep this. This is also my like second round of going through them to decide if I want to keep them or not. Let's see, this is on page 9. She felt so alone in those days, not that she minded it. It is only when you get older that everyone makes you feel bad about being alone or implies that spending time with other people is somehow better because it proves that you are likable. But being unlikable wasn't the reason she was alone. She was alone so she could hear herself thinking. She was alone so she could hear herself living. That doesn't hit anymore. Anyway, I was really disappointed by this book. The girl in the bookstore, I said, is this a good book? And she said, yes, you should read it. If you watch my quarterly wrap-up, you know why I'm getting rid of this. I was severely disappointed, and I don't want to talk about it because I'm still mad about how disappointed I was. Then we have Accidentally in Love by Belinda Misson. Her name is Belinda, not Belinda. This was a very basic romance novel. She's like a painter or just an artist, and she like finds a gallery after breaking up with her boyfriend, and then she meets this really cute guy who's also an artist. What's her name? Her name's Catherine, and his name is Kit. I love the name Kit, if we're being honest. Not just because of Kit Connor. Just very basic romance. I think a lot of people would like that book. I did not leave an impression on me. If anyone can tell me what I said in this next clip, $1,000,000 for you. I'm talking about one that I hated. Hooked by Emily McIntyre. So her books aren't retellings. This is about Captain Hook and Wendy from freaking Peter Pan. Like, listen, I can get behind a retelling, but it's not a retelling. Captain Hook, he's not hot. This might be a skill issue on my part, but I was like picturing Captain Hook cartoon guy during this. I pictured the rest of them as regular people, not Captain Hook. This man was a cartoon in my head, and I hated it so much. Like, and this is a romance book. This is a smutty romance book, and I was picturing Captain Hook. Hated this. Sorry, guys. This next one we're going to talk about with a book that I decided not to get rid of for a very obscure book. The Spanish Love Deception. I'm going to get the sticker off before I sell it, I promise. Office Enemies to Lovers is not real. That is not enemies to lovers. That is, he bullied you and then you fell in love with him because he was hot. Same thing happened with The Hating Game. This has water damage, ignore that. Office Romance. The only thing that made this worse than this was the fact that she was obsessed with Smurfs in this story. Why are Smurfs in a romance book? That doesn't make you quirky. That's making me think about Smurfs. Anyway, I decided to keep this because I spent time reading it and I watched the movie and I just deserve to keep this on my shelf. And also it's not sellable and I don't want anyone to read that. This was better. I just like marketing just an office rivalry as enemies to lovers is crazy. Like, I need like generations and generations of like family feud and like people died. This next one is Just Haven't Met You Yet by Sophie Cousins. The main character was annoying, in my opinion. Very basic romance. She thinks she likes this one guy, but then this other guy isn't the picture. which that part was kind of fun. But there's this weird part where she's like snuck into his house and she's like in the closet or something. I don't remember the whole story of that, but I was like, what? Get out of the closet, girlfriend. That's really weird that you're in there. I don't know how you got there. Let's get out. Okay, this next one I was really disappointed in. It's One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. This was similar to A Novel Love Story and The 7-Year Slip to me. It had a fantasy element that was like very poorly fleshed out. I also think there were too many characters, and there's like the weird side plot of, okay, I can't remember if it's the mom looking for the missing brother or the brother looking for the missing mom. And I can't remember if that like gets resolved at the end or not. But this could have been 200 pages shorter and it would have been better. So, and I was really disappointed because I loved Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. And I was like, this will be good. A lot of people really like this though. So I was like, let me give it back to the people in my community. By my community, I mean my like 7 friends who follow my bookstagram. Okay, this next one, okay, bear with me. So this is Twice Shy by Sarah Hoggle. And it's about this girl who inherits her aunt's house. And so did the groundskeeper. And so they have to figure out how they want to share it, if they want to sell it or like whatever they want to do. And they obviously end up liking each other. And I think the premise of this is super sweet because he's like really anxious and shy and she's like super outgoing. But then, okay, and they're like 30. And I would not judge anybody for this in real life. So I don't know why I thought it was so out of place in this book. I think it was out of place because it didn't seem like it was going to lead there. What's his name? Her name's Mabel. His name's Wesley. Wesley's a virgin. I feel like I've read books where the characters could have been virgins and they weren't and it would have been fine. It didn't, I don't know. Something was off about it in this book. And like, so he's like super shy, right? And he also like leaves her on a plane at the end of the story. And she's just like, oh, it's okay. If we're going on a trip on a plane and you get off the plane, I'm breaking up with you. Like, that's like, I don't know. And so it's like his anxiety is like honestly a really well done theme throughout this. And like, that's part of why he's a virgin. But it was just like, I don't know, something, I didn't like it. I feel like you don't read books to read about virgin men. I love representation in a book, don't get me wrong. This caught me off guard and I've yet to be caught on guard about it. You know what I mean? I would like to reiterate that it was the way it was written in. I also just didn't like this book that much and I didn't love the characters. So, just putting that out there. Hey, if you're my dad, skip the next 15 seconds of this video. Please. I love you. Bye. Thanks for watching. Also, sorry, but the way they have sex for the first time, it's like in his truck while it's raining. Don't hit me with a trying to be realistic by having a 30-year-old virgin man in your story, and then that's how you guys fuck for the first time. Anyway, okay, the last one is Heard It in a Love Song by Tracy Garvis Graves. I read The Girl He Used to Know by this author, and I really, really loved that book. This one was okay. It's about a music teacher, and she's like recently divorced, and so is one of her students' dads. And so that's how they meet. I think this was better than a lot of other romance books, but this one is a little bit more fiction-y in my opinion. But this was not as sweet as I wanted it to be. I thought it was gonna be a super sweet book, and it was fine. I didn't totally love it, and I just decided it is one I'm going to part with. Anyway, that concludes me finally unhauling a bunch of books. Hallelujah. War is over, guys. Because I have 3 bookshelves now, and that is so much stuff to move. And it's like, you know, I'm not moving into a house, I'm moving into an apartment. So I needed to get rid of some stuff. And yeah. So anyway, hopefully a lot of people want these.